Well, I am so happy to be back here in South Korea and Seoul and to work with the SPO. It's a great pleasure and looking forward to seeing the audience. I remember last time it was an extremely welcoming, enthusiastic audience. I'm looking forward to say hello to you and to everybody who is coming to the concert. It's a joy to see you. Well, Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony is indeed one of the most famous and popular pieces in the history of music. I would say it is the climax of what Tchaikovsky has written and experienced in his life. It's actually describing a human, whoever it is. It might be him or it might be another human, describing a life of a human, beginning with the love and dance, and the excitement of being on the climax of a life. And the fourth movement, I would say, is about the death, about the struggling and end of a life. There's a lot of colors, a lot of ideas, a lot of, would say, picturesque moments in this music, which is so wonderful still to bring out. The dramatic element, the passion, the strong feelings, emotions. On the other hand, also the tenderness, which is very close to that, but he loved Mozart very much, so a lot of Viennese cool ideas in it. Of course, in a romantic clothes, but it is wonderful to see these different facets of music making, from sensitive, pianissimo, unhearable things, far away, close, fortissimo, pianissimo, all the things you hear in this symphony. I'm actually intrigued that every movement has actually always a view to the end of a life. In the first movement, the middle part, for example, in the second movement, in the trio, and in the third movement, even it's a very lively and a march-like, but it's a death march, so to say. And of course, when the human dies and you hear the heartbeat is stopping, and then it starts to get, the body dies away, and then the lament, the chorale, the tam-tam is the first time he never uses the tam, but at the moment when the human dies, he uses a tam-tam, and then of course it is the funeral chorale in the trombones and tuba, and then it is the lament, and you hear the last pizzicati in the contrabass, where you feel it dies away, somebody is then really dead. It's an amazing tone poem, I would say. And that's actually also the link to Dvořák's Rusalka. Rusalka is also a tone poem. It describes the melodies, with the melodies of the opera, a story, and the story of the prince and Rusalka fall in love. Let's say in the first time when I played this piece in a Wiener Staatsoper, Václav Neumann was conducting, I was so intrigued by the music. I didn't know the music before. I was so astonished how beautiful and how rich this music is. So then I thought, if I get conducting at any time in my life, I want to bring this music into the concert hall. So I was looking for a suite. We have some suites of operas like Rosenkavalier and so, but not from Rusalka. So I decided to make my own suite together with Thomas Ille, who put everything in the computer. I made a concept, and Thomas Ille made all the material and so. So it was very fruitful, and I'm very thankful for that, because this fantastic music is very needed to play beside this wonderful music and the symphonies. But Rusalka is the piece, I think, is the piece which has the most rich experience and imaginations. So this is a story like Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony, a story about a human who passes away, and this is a story about the love from the prince to Rusalka, about the witches and drama of hate, drama of joy. Everything is in it, and you hear this story actually very clearly in this fantasy, which is around 20 minutes music. Well, just several years ago, I have met Sanhe Im in Europe, and I thought she has a wonderful voice. I was so intrigued by her voice and immediately invited her to different occasions in Pittsburgh, and we went to Carnegie Hall with her as well. In Austria, I did calls in Europe, and because her voice is so clear and so marvelous, she is a Baroque specialist, but I thought also it's wonderful that she is singing a different repertoire as well. She has a very rich variety of repertoire in her voice. You feel especially with her how she is as a human. She has a feeling for emotions, she has a feeling for a soul. You know, when she's singing about things, that's her, actually. And I appreciate very much this kind of combination. When you hear from Sunny something singing, it's always honest, it's always felt by her. So I love her very much and has a wonderful relationships for a long time, and I hope we can continue that. I'm very happy to be in Seoul, and I want all of you welcome to our concerts on Thursday and on Friday. I'm happy to see you again and making music with this wonderful orchestral SOP for you, and it's great to see you there.